Hello everyone, this is Sam. In today's video we're going to be having a look at Halloween for this year of 2018 and the investments that I think could be made based on what we have seen thus far of the festival. Of course, when it comes to investment, everyone has their own decisions to make. What I'm going to try to give you are the keys to understanding what you will want to invest into and what is the best thing you can do with your current means and the way you want to manage your investments. What is extremely important in my eyes when it comes to investing for Halloween and for other festivals is the notion of novelty and interest. Novelty as in the stuff that is new for this patch, and interest as in what the players will want to go for. Of course, players generally want to go for the new stuff, but it is also each time that we have an event that is a recreation of the previous one, an occasion for players to get what they didn't get on the previous festival. As such, it is always good to have a look at containers that are tied to the festival and make your decisions based on what drops from them. These are of course available all year round on the trading post, but are mostly being farmed and made available at the event itself. The items you're going to be investing into today, are they going to be as desired in weeks or months from now? That's one of the questions you need to ask yourself. What you're going to buy today, has everyone who wanted it bought it yet? During the event, it's much easier to get a hold of the cheap items as well as the high-end skins that require you to do stuff around the event. Of course, investing into these is more than likely a way to make some gold later on, but it is not a surefire way to get some very good profits. Most of the items that people want, they try to get them during the festival, and they stop caring when the festival is over. Now that this has been said, in my opinion, you should be aiming for items that have the potential to retain the interest of the player base. That is to say, items that are either utility based or vanity based. What I mean by that is rather simple. Utility based items are items that are going to be used all year round and consumed all year round. Like, you're gonna buy them, you're gonna need them, you're gonna be using them, and the supply of these items is not gonna be moved from the trading post to the hands of the players, but instead it's gonna be dwindling as they get used. We're gonna have a look at that later on. And then there are the vanity items. The vanity items, there are skins, infusions. They're here because people want to look better. If it's a skin, the supply is gonna diminish, of course. But if it's an infusion, it's not bound to an account. The supply is never going away when it comes to infusion. It might not be increasing, but it is not really decreasing unless people actively would destroy them. And they don't. Now that this has been said, personally, I think you should be, before even going into investing around Halloween, thinking about percentages. How much do you want to invest into utility items? How much do you want to invest into vanity items? When I say how much, there is how much in terms of quantity and how much in terms of value. For example, personally, I would put 80% of my storage space and quantity in general into utility. I want mostly to have utility stuff, and I'm gonna store them until the price goes up, because I don't want people to see that there is supply on the trading post. I want people to believe it's scarce. I'm gonna keep them away from the TP. And then there is vanity. I'm gonna put 20% into vanity when it comes to quantity. I'm gonna maybe fill a guild bank tab with them. And then in terms of value, I would put 20% of the gold I want to invest into the utility stuff, because usually it's way cheaper. And I would put 80% of it into the vanity stuff, because that's the things that, in my opinion, are gonna cost me the most right now, and are also gonna bring me the most later on. Now that we've said all of this, we're gonna be having a look at how the event is unraveling, and what exactly you can do, and especially what you should not do, because that's as important as what you should do. If you don't make mistakes, you are bound to make profit anyways. That's probably the easiest way to make gold. by not making any mistakes. And you can prevent mistakes from happening to you by following this type of advice. So keep your eyes peeled. One of the very good functions that we have in Guild Wars 2 is the ability to preview containers. Always do this. Always preview also before festival and when the patch of the festival hits, so that you can see what has changed, what has been added. This is your own version of a changelog, so you need to have a look at it. What mostly interests us are the skins. We have new skins, so the Cure, that one is new. Revenge, that one is new. And the Soul Conductor, that one is new. I haven't dropped a single one of them yet, despite having opened literally 10,000 bags. I'm not lucky. I have accepted it. But it also means that the supply of these is going to be relatively limited. We're not going to have thousands and thousands of them. Especially after the festival, when people are going to be buying them if they need to unlock them. Then in the super rare part, we have new infusions. 4 of them. And something can be done with the Touch of Madness to create the Touch of Fog. We're going to be talking about that as well. So, what I would invest into, first of all, would be the vanity items. Amber Infusion, the new polysaturating, reverberating infusions. These are new. People are going to want these. The grey one looks especially good. I don't know if you've played Borderlands, the shooting games. This makes your character look like it's right out of Borderlands. It's really, really good. Amber Infusion also looks wonderful. I have put bids on all of these infusions and I'm going to see if the price drops as low as I expect during the festival. Now, the skins that I mentioned earlier are also good investments to make. They're not the best investments you could go for, but they're pretty good. And then what I think, personally, is one of the best investments for this festival, with the Soul Pass-Through. I don't know if you realize, but this is 100 concentration and 70 power. This lasts 45 minutes. This is probably best in slot for any class that needs to have concentration. This is better than the food we get at Lunar New Year. Like at Lunar New Year, the stuff we get is just not that great. Like apart from the rice bowls, the other foods, it's just magic fine, right? This actually gives you power. This is extremely good. And I think that a lot of Chrono players are going to be using that food, the Soul Pass-Through. So, if I'd be investing into something utility en masse, I'd go for that. But probably a lot of other people are going to do it as well. Now we're going to be talking about the mistakes you shouldn't be making. Mistakes you shouldn't be making is to buy anything that would require you to have access to the candy corn vendor. We're just going to talk about this one mistake, because it actually has various impacts. Right now, the mini pumpkin jack is rather expensive. There is a collection, so to speak, because there is a recipe for this mini. You can improve them in the Mystic Forge. It actually says it. Combine in Mystic Forge to create mini pumpkin jackos. Just what you need to get this to be improved in the Mystic Forge are endless versions of the Halloween tonics, as well sometimes as a Halloween mini. It's the same for the Touch of Fog. You're also going to need a Halloween mini for that. And actually, if you bother to have a look at it, this vendor, the candy corn vendor, he disappears at the end of Halloween. And Sonder the Seller doesn't get the same type of stuff from that guy. So, all of these, the Endless Halloween Enchantment, that you need to make the endless versions of the tonics, the Minis Village, the Fog Raven, that you need to make the Touch of Fog, that stuff, you won't have access to it anymore. You're just not gonna have it. So, anything that you're gonna try to make that requires you to have these available, just don't go for it. It's a mistake. If you go for it, you're just setting yourself up for failure, because at some point you're gonna have to get rid of some of the items you have, and it's just not gonna cut it, because people won't be buying this, because they're gonna think, yeah, I can't finish crafting it for myself, because I don't even have the mini, so why would I buy a Touch of Madness? Most of the people who wanted to have Touch of Madness for having Touch of Madness already got it in the last year or when the price dropped throughout the year. Just like most of the people who want Batwings are going to wait for the end of Halloween, because all the recipes that could use the Batwings are going to be out, and the Batwings are only going to be used to swap the stats on infusions or for people who want to make Night Fury. So like if you're thinking of investing into Batwings, that's also a mistake. History has proven twice that Batwings drop in price after the festival. And I do not think that this time around is going to be any different. I'm just putting these out for you guys to realize. What I think is a mistake would be to go for stocking up on Touch of Madness or going for anything, like for example the Pumpkin Jacks, that requires you to have Endless Halloween Enchantment. If you want to do anything with these two, you should be doing it during the festival itself. And like the video is already quite long, so I'm gonna stop it here. But yeah, this is what I think are good investments and what I think are the common mistakes that you should be avoiding when it comes to investing for Halloween. I hope that this has given you some interesting information and some keys to understanding how you should be investing. And if it wasn't enough, you're more than welcome to ask your questions in the comment section. It's what it's here for. And I will try to answer everything that people ask with the utmost attention. Similarly, if you want to discuss some stuff longer, you're more than welcome to join our Discord. If you want to watch me live, I am getting more and more active on Twitch. Like YouTube is also going to be active, but Twitch is where I'm on most of the time. So the link should be in the description as well, if you want to catch that. And that's pretty much it. Hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And I wish every single one of you some happy investing and to get rich.